the countdown is on.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. I'm so honored and delighted to take part in this wonderful, wonderful gathering. My name is Shai Tubali, and I'm speaking to you right now from Portugal. I am the author of these two books, 7-Day Chakras, and the complete book of meditation. And very soon in December, the book Your Chakra Personality is coming out. And I'm excited to explore with you a deeply transformative topic, the connection between the root chakra and trauma. Since I'm so eager to have at least some conversation with you, I'll keep my introduction to this topic relatively short to have perhaps 10 minutes for questions and answers. So please, if you have any questions coming up, feel more than welcome to post them on the chat. So even if you've only briefly heard about the Hindu chakra system, you probably know that the root chakra is linked to our basic need for security and stability. The root chakra, called Muladhara in Sanskrit, means root of existence. And this chakra starts developing while we are still in our mother's womb and continues to develop until we are around 7 years old. Of course, it forever continues to develop, but I'm talking about its fundamental process of development. After this age, it is replaced by the sacral chakra, which is focused on pleasure, looking for pleasure, discovering the pleasures, the joys of life. So the root chakra is connected to our most basic instincts. And even before we have complex feelings and thoughts about life, think of it as your simplest connection to life and your basic understanding of your experience, your most direct encounter with whatever you experience in life. One way to imagine the root chakra is like the foundation of a house. So if the foundation is stable, everything built on top of it will be stable. But if the foundation is unstable, everything built on top of it will be shaky. And because of this, the root chakra is the energy center most connected to traumatic experiences and memories. Now, it's important to understand that all 7 chakras store difficult memories related to their own specific themes and emotional lessons. So we can actually think of 7 types of trauma. And perhaps we can see here in this model the 7 different types of trauma corresponding to each of the each chakra's themes. So we can see, of course, root chakra I'm going to discuss right now, so we can skip it. Then there is the sacral chakra, sexual abuse, humiliation, painful pleasure, failed adventures, addiction. Solar plexus chakra, oppression, belittlement, authoritarian control, power abuse, societal pressure. heart chakra, abandonment, grief, betrayal, emotional loss, relationship disappointment. Throat chakra, silencing, public ridicule, harsh rejection, punishment for expression and mockery. And third eye chakra, reality shattering, profound disillusionment, confusion, as hallucinogenic disruption, belief collapse. And crown chakra, spiritual crisis, premature awakening, existential disconnection, destabilizing revelation, and spiritual imbalance. So perhaps even in this brief description, some of us can identify some of our difficult experiences. However, all traumas are essentially stored in the root chakra, and their impressions build up there. But of course, the question is, why is that? Of course, we already have one hint, right? Because it has something to do with stability, with the basic sense of safety. But to explain this connection even more deeply, we need to understand what trauma is. Not just as a medical term, but in a broader sense. Trauma is any unforgettable memory, and even if it's buried deep in our mind, any unforgettable memory. And these memories leave lasting marks on us, turning into strong beliefs about life and other people, strong and irrational, illogical beliefs about life and other people, conclusive, overgeneralizing beliefs. Now, these memories are hard to erase because they happened during moments when our normal, stable life was suddenly disrupted. It's like the ground was removed from beneath our feet. So, caught off guard, our body and mind froze and we felt powerless. So, in such times, people often try to avoid overwhelming feelings by either disconnecting from their bodies or focusing only on physical sensations. And because of this lack of awareness, these experiences become permanently fixed inside us. They remain undigested, uncontainable, without the awareness and presence that can finally contain, accommodate, and embrace them and integrate them into our stream of memories. Now, some difficult memories can be called specifically root chakra traumas, as you can see in the model. And these happen when the normal parts of our lives are disrupted by physical dangers, life-threatening situations, and big changes that make us feel very insecure. Among these physical traumas, we can find serious diseases or long-lasting conditions, chronic conditions that make our previously strong body feel incomprehensible and unfamiliar, uncontrollable. Or times when our loved ones were in great danger. Perhaps the deaths of people around us, especially if we saw them happen. Our own near-death experiences. Sometimes these are violent attacks or physical abuse toward us or others, or when facing natural disasters, wars, terror attacks, and even physical shocks before we were born or during birth. These kinds of experiences can make us feel like it is not safe to be in our bodies. You can also think about times when the stable parts of our lives were shaken, like financial problems, when we perhaps face the risk of having no food or shelter, the loss of our home or land, and unwanted moves. Our root chakra can also be affected by the traumas experienced by our nation or ethnic group, since these collective events shape our past and present. These kinds of traumas can make us feel like the world is a dangerous place. Sometimes it can even evoke in some people a certain regret about being here, being in the world. Some people might feel like victims of life, struggling to handle big challenges, seeing changes like a marriage ending, a divorce, or the loss of a job as life-threatening events. And as a result, our mind and body begin to send false danger signals, preparing us always preparing us for the worst. And we might also experience different forms of anxiety. Some people develop this desire for a very repetitive and predictable life, avoiding many of life's experiences and adventures. But again, remember, despite this long list of common root chakra traumas, all traumas are connected to the root chakra. And why is that? Because the very feeling like the ground is unstable beneath my feet is a root chakra experience. And this is especially true in early childhood, when the root chakra is our main energy center. And that makes us most vulnerable to shocks, to life's shocks. So when the root chakra is unbalanced as a result of these experiences, it often hopes that it will never have to face sudden and unpredictable changes. And because of this hope, all these traumatic incidents build up, turning eventually into a conscious and unconscious no to life. It's like a basic struggle with life that keeps people from fully living and experiencing it. It's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, never fully here. This kind of no to life sometimes leads to escapism and fantasy. Or another possible expression is mental stress, mental overload, because a lot of our mental stress comes from untreated traumas stored in our root chakra. So that's why actually when we're beginning to heal and transform traumas, we are realizing that many of our thoughts are diminishing or even dissolving. Our mind can actually become more silent as a result of trauma transformation. And another symptom, possible symptom, is that these unresolved memories can also turn into physical pains in areas controlled by the root chakra, legs and feet, and the entire muscular and skeletal systems, including lower back and muscle pain. As our root chakra develops and matures, it can establish a new way of dealing with life. And this new way of dealing with life means learning to stand strong, both figuratively and literally, saying a clear yes to life and confidently declaring, I am here. You see, so that's an essential component of a balanced root chakra, that whose traumas, fundamental traumas, have been healed. Try to get in touch with this glorious sense of being able to place our feet on the ground confidently and declaring, I am here. I am here is a very beautiful root chakra affirmation, because it connects our basic sense of presence and our conscious agreement, willingness to be here on earth, to fully embrace life's challenges, including the life's unexpected changes. So a good start is to deal with traumatic events more maturely. The main lesson for the root chakra is to understand that looking for permanent stability in a constantly changing world is pointless. So we have a certain false expectation rooted in our unbalanced root chakra. You see, traumas disrupt our sense of security, but on the other hand, they help us accept life's true nature as constant change, and they encourage us to find stability within ourselves. There are some meditation techniques that can help heal the root chakra by soothing our wounded instinctual center. And these include standing meditation, practice in Taoism and Qigong. It's called standing like a tree. You can imagine how standing like a tree is the perfect metaphor for a balanced, healed root chakra, because we are firmly standing on the ground proudly. And there is also Jon Kabat-Zinn's body scan, which is very useful. And the Buddhist walking meditation and mindfulness of breathing are also very helpful in that regard. But in general, any form of meditation can help our root chakra, because it helps us find inner stability in life's stormy waters. Additionally, we need spiritual therapy, any kind of spiritual therapy, to transform our traumas. And I emphasize transform our traumas, not just heal them, but release the trapped life force in our frozen memories. To transform a trauma, we must be willing to revisit the event, as hard as it may be, and I know it can be very difficult, and bring consciousness and presence to it. Consciousness and presence are the greatest healers, because these are exactly the ingredients that were missing in that experience. What keeps the memory frozen is people's resistance to experiencing it and their desire to escape from it. So transformation starts when we accept that these shaky moments are also part of life's reality. So thank you for joining me on this brief exploration. I hope it inspires all of us to embark on or to continue our journeys of healing and transformation, the root chakra healing in particular. And remember the main insight here, true stability comes from within. So when we embrace life's challenges, based on this inner stability, we also find the strength to move forward with confidence and resilience. So I now joyfully welcome any questions.
There are a few questions. Let's
Yes,
start
please.
with Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca.
Please tell me, how can I heal the root chakra? Everything you are saying is my experience.
Yes, that's it's the first step is well defining what is happening, because when we have the right words for it, we know, oh, this is a root chakra instability resulted from a traumatic or difficult experiences, undigested experiences. We already have made have taken a major step toward healing. Now, if you've noticed, perhaps the question came a little before the part of the resolutions or the key practices. There are meditation, all sorts of meditation are useful for this, but particularly meditation techniques that develop inner stability. Because as soon as we have inner stability, we are able to let go of our expectation that life be a completely solid, unchanging place. But there is the part of spiritual therapy, a spiritual therapy that enables us to bring awareness and presence into those moments, into these events. As soon as we are able to agree to even our most difficult memories, to integrate them into our memory stream, our stream of experiences, we already are able to contain them. It's all about whether the memory contains us or not, whether the memory is experienced as bigger than us or not. We need to be bigger than the memory. So please seek out the right practitioners, the skilled practitioners that who are able to do that for you, to empower, to release that genie from the bottle. You see, that genie is your consciousness and presence, and it is ready there. It is ready to heal the root chakra.
A question from Mel.
Yes, hello.
I was hit by a car when I was 2 years old.
Again, please.
I was hit by a car.
I was hit by a car
when I was 2 years old.
When I was 2 years old, yes.
I don't remember it, but can it be in my memory somewhere and be a traumatic event for me?
So you're talking about you are sharing an experience from 2 years from the age of 2 years old, and yes, the answer is that traumas are stored. You can call it on a cellular level. They are stored in our cells. They are stored because the root chakra is so primal. It doesn't require a full consciousness. It is not about cognitive understanding, cognitive interpretation. So that is why even birth traumas, that occur to us as newborn, or experiences in the womb, they are also a part of our traumatic storehouse or experiences. And for that, there are actually also certain techniques that enable us to return to what I call hidden memories, unconscious memories. Because we have that memory, we cannot access it through our surface mind. I personally developed certain techniques for that, but there are methods in the world, methods out there that make it possible for us to access those deeper layers of the subconscious and the body where these experiences are have been accumulated.
A question from Venus Queen.
Yes. Hello.
How do we get to the root of the problem or of the trauma? I literally have to repeat, "You are okay," every morning to myself, over and over, to get myself out of the door.
So the question is, how? Can you please repeat? I will repeat the question.
How do we get at the root?
How do we get at the root of the trauma? The trauma, yes.
And then she shares, "I literally have to repeat, 'You are okay,' every morning to myself, over and over, to get myself out the door."
Yes, I literally need to repeat that that okayness, right? That willingness to experience, to embrace life despite everything, right? How do we get to the root of the to the root of the trauma? Well, this involves looking for those conclusions that we made during the event. If you are capable of doing that by yourself, that's wonderful. First of all, it's important for me to say that I'm fully with you in this kind of struggle, because many of us are often very sensitive people, and we experience life powerfully, intensely, sometimes with less filters than others have, and then life becomes that life out there, life outside the door. It feels as if opening the door is going to pull us into this world of challenges and dangers. Now, the most important point is, if you are able to do that yourself, you return to those memories and you try to zoom in on those experiences, because you see that the problem with these events is that they were not experienced consciously enough. Our automatic system of thinking was governing the situation. Our reasoning and logical mind were absent. So in the absence of this logical part of our brain, certain conclusions were made. They were made so rapidly, so unknowingly, but now they control our lives. So ask yourself, what were the conclusions that I made in that event? Perhaps some promises that I made to myself. Perhaps some overgeneralizations about what life is all about, how people are. People are always cruel. Every time I stand on the stage, people will mock me, will reproach me. Life is always against me. So we've made all these conclusions. We thought when we made them, when our automatic system made them, that they were protecting us from further harm, but they actually limit our ability to live in this world powerfully and truly say that yes. So by pinpointing these conclusions, you will be able to notice what kind of illogical conclusions you made, and begin to separate from them because they don't make sense. They perhaps made sense at that moment, but they no longer make sense. You don't need them. You can actually meet this life anew with fresh eyes, with a fresh heart and mind. Good.
Another one?
I think this is the time to conclude the meeting.
Okay.
Yes, of course. I would love to answer all questions, but I think that our session is coming to an end. So I hope that this introduction and our brief exchange have helped us to at least begin to become more conscious of this important point of the root chakra and its associated traumas. So I'm so grateful for our exchange, and I wish us all a wonderful continuation of this gathering. Thank you.